Wow, are you fucking serious? Well, as it turns out, I was raging that entire fucking time, and the fucking microphone was not on because apparently OBS turned it off. Like, motherfuck! Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you pointing that out because I didn't even fucking realize it. God damn it. God, now I'm even more pissed off than before. Unreal. Unfucking believable. Alright, so I guess we're starting over again. For those of you that are watching it from this point forward, I'm going to edit out all the previous portion of this video. After it's uploaded, because obviously you're not going to be able to fucking hear me. Yeah, Daniel, it was shit. So let's try this again. This is the Packerman. This is the fuel. This is the coverage of the All-Star race, and the All-Star race was fucking trash. And on top of all that, you know, NASCAR just fucking sucks ass. Goodyear sucks ass. Texas Motor Speedway sucks ass. I mean, can't believe I have to do this all over again. God damn it. But, this was without a doubt one of the worst races I've ever watched. And without a doubt the worst All-Star race I've ever watched, because it's like, what the fuck, man? I mean, how do you fuck up this badly if you're NASCAR? I mean, yeah, this is supposed to be the All-Star race with all the glitz, glamour, glitter, and all that other shit. And instead, you have this, whatever the fuck we watched tonight. You know, and I had a whole book of notes ready to go, but you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving this race the time of day or the usual shit that I do on this show. Whose idea was it to do the All-Star race at Texas? They need fired. Well, I believe it was Eddie Gossage. And he's now retired. So, yeah. I can't confirm if that is actually the case, but I mean, some of the shit that Eddie Gossage did at Texas Motor Speedway is just what the fuck, dude. But, yeah, I mean, and by the way, since this wasn't heard before, because my mic was off, because fuck OBS for turning it off, you know, without me actually, you know, this fucking program. It's a good program, but sometimes it really pisses me off. There is some news of the week to talk about, and I also do the NASCAR with F1 stuff. And Xfinity and trucks did have points races this week, but I'm going to save all that for next week for the Coca-Cola 600, because quite frankly, this race just doesn't fucking deserve it. I mean, holy fucking shit, dude. I mean, I was honestly hoping that the Gen 7 car would have at least made Texas Motor Speedway tolerable, because the Gen 7 car has done wonders for the 1.5 mile tracks, and instead what we got was a big old pile of shit because of 3 main reasons. First of all, the on-track product was absolute fucking garbage. I mean, you could not pass for shit unless you had a really good car, but passing the leaders seemed to be nigh on impossible, because I mean, once these cars got out in clean air, that was all she wrote for the most part. I mean, it was damn near impossible to catch the leader and pass him. That does not make for good racing. I'm sorry. I mean, there were some good side-by-side battles, but they were basically in the mid-pack. And in an event like the All-Star race, the mid-pack is not going to mean shit when nobody's going to remember who finishes second. The only thing that matters is who wins the race and the $1 million. That's all that fucking matters. And the racing product tonight was absolute dog shit. And then, on top of that, you have Goodyear being nothing but a big old pile of shit for the second week in a row, with tires blowing out left and right. And there were people online doing, going, oh, well, now, to Goodyear, they tell these teams to keep it, at a certain air pressure so they don't blow out, and all this other shit. And it's like, when are we going to hold this fucking company accountable for their bullshit? Like, are you fucking serious? Okay, because I am done holding, I'm done giving Goodyear the benefit of the doubt. I'm done. On a good note, Scott Dixon set the second fastest qualifying speed ever in the Indy 500. Jimmy qualified 12th. Yeah? I mean, they were fucking flying at Indianapolis. In fact, Scott Dixon set the fastest pole speed ever. I think it was like 234.034 miles an hour. Like, that is fucking fast, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, you're fucking flying around at that point. So it should be a pretty interesting Indianapolis 500. I'll tell you what, it'll be a hell of a lot better than the fucking bullshit we saw tonight. Because, I mean, like I said, Goodyear just absolutely fucking sucks a dick. Their tires are garbage. Especially when you have more flat tires. I mean, there were like 4 or 5 flat tires during this race. One of which completely screwed Kyle Busch, who was leading the fucking race when his went down. And, Ross Chastain had nowhere to go. Almost fucking launches over Kyle Busch's car. Collects Chase Elliott, who suffers a hard hit into the outside wall. I mean, it's like, when is it going to get to the point we're going to start holding Goodyear accountable for this shit? When their tires are blowing out, and with the kind of wreck that we saw tonight, especially with Kyle Busch, Chastain, and Chase Elliott. I mean, with how hard they hit, I mean, that shit could cause injuries and shit as hard as they hit. I mean, the safety of these cars has improved quite a bit, don't get me wrong, but I mean, injuries are still a possibility. I mean, these suckers are still going 180, 109 miles an hour going into these turns. So, Goodyear was being a big old pile of shit. The racing product was being a big old pile of shit. And then you have the case where, you have the final stage being 50 laps, which was a head scratcher, because in years past, the final stage had always been like 10 laps. 10 lap dash for the cash. But instead, this year, they decided to extend it to 50 laps for whatever reason. So it's like, oh great, we're in for more shit, boring racing. Yay. And that's what ended up happening. Blaney got out in front, got out to basically a 3-second lead, and was cruising to the $1 million. And it's like, yeah, shit finish, shit race, let's just get it over with and move on. It is what it is. And then, as if this race wasn't a bad enough look for NASCAR, they decide to take it to the next level of God damn it. You see, the rules of the NASCAR All-Star race state that it has to end under green no matter what. Which means that it doesn't matter if you get to the white flag or not. Even if you get to the white flag, if the caution comes out, you have to re-rack it and run it again. So, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. scrapes the wall in turn 2. Doesn't spin, doesn't do anything like that. Is able to get it off the track, onto the apron, all that good stuff, as Ryan Blaney is coming around the front stretch to take the checkered flag. and they throw the fucking caution flag. They throw the fucking caution flag! When he's literally feet from the fucking finish line. And at this point, and then they show the replay of why the caution was thrown, which showed Stenhouse scraping the wall but keeping it going, but nothing else happening. And my reaction literally was this. My arms spread like this, and I'm just like, what in the actual fuck? Are you fucking serious right now? And a lot of people felt the exact same way. They're like, what in the actual fuck? And Blaney was like, wait, the race is not over yet? I mean, the crew was celebrating because they thought the race was over. Blaney, and here's another thing that really screwed the pooch for NASCAR on this one. Blaney thought he had won the race naturally, so he unhooks the window net. And then he's told the race is not over yet. I cannot imagine what kind of feeling Blaney had in that race car at that moment. Thinking that you had just won $1 million. And then you're told that the caution came out right before you took the checkered flag. And now your window net is down because you thought the race was over. I would be sick to my stomach if I was in Blaney's shoes. I'd be like, you have got to be fucking joking. No, it was not a joke. And NASCAR, again, because it was their fuck up, decided that they weren't going to let Blaney come down and reattach the window net without giving up his track position. Even though it was their fuck up. But I'll tell you this right now. NASCAR dodged a fucking bullet tonight. They really did. Because I guarantee you, if Blaney would not have won this race after that bullshit, I cannot imagine the amount of holy hellfire that would have rained down on NASCAR all over the world from social media outlets all over the world. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, you name it. YouTube, obviously. It would have been a fucking firestorm. It would have been ruination. Because the headline would be, NASCAR fucks Ryan Blaney out of $1 million. Yeah. So NASCAR is extremely fucking lucky that Blaney was still able to hold on and win the $1 million, despite the fact that his window net was not secure. And even Hamlin alluded to it as well, because he said, Blaney probably should have been black flagged for it, but at the same time, it was NASCAR's fault for putting him into that position in the first place. And Blaney should have won regardless. And I agree. And this is coming from someone who's benefited from bullshit rulings like this. And oh god, this shit is giving me a fucking headache. And it's really fucking pisses me off too, because it's like NASCAR has been so good this year with the new Gen 7 car. It really has. I mean, you had Martinsville, which was a bad race, but I mean, that was the only thing about it. It was just not a good race. No controversy or any of that stuff. But then you have a night like tonight where you have all the shit being piled into one. The racing was garbage. Goodyear tires were fucking garbage. And NASCAR officiating was garbage as per the fucking usual. I mean, they basically broke out the entire Rolodex of how to make a fucking race stupid. Tonight in the All-Star race. And this is supposed to be the All-Star race. Glamour, glitz, glitter, racing for $1 million. And what did we get? We got a pile of nothing. We got nothing but controversy and bullshit out of this race. And of course, Scott Miller is going to... Oh my God. And Bob Pockris says Scott Miller pretty much said they were a little trigger happy on the final caution. And they felt Blaney had the window latched because he has both hands on the wheel. And they saw the window net was up. So basically, NASCAR admits that they fucked up. This was reported not too long ago. And apparently Scott Miller is explaining the situation. Hold on a second. So here's what I'm going to do. One second here. Let's see if I can... Let's see, is this working? I'm going to put capture. Shit. One second here. Audio output capture. Maybe that's what I need. Speakers, okay. Alright, hopefully you guys will be able to hear this because hold on 1 second, let me find my headset here.
We probably prematurely called that yellow flag. You know, the way that works at the tower is that we're all watching around the racetrack, and we make the, you know, obviously the race director who has the button and makes the call is the final say of when the yellow gets put out. We all watch, and we saw the car and mentioned the car against the wall, riding the wall down the back straightaway, and the race director looked up, and I'm not sure what he saw, but he immediately put it out. So, wish we wouldn't have done that, but we did that, and we'll own that we probably prematurely put that caution out.
There you go. There you go, people. NASCAR pretty much admits that they fucked up. Well, I guess at the very least they actually owned up to it this time. Unlike in years past, when they try to invent every fucking excuse in the book to try to get out of it. But it looks like Scott Miller pretty much admitted, yeah, they were a little trigger happy there, and they wish they didn't throw the yellow there. So, yeah. Scott McLaughlin, who's an IndyCar driver, says that's crap, obviously. I dream of a NASCAR world without Texas Motor Speedway and Texas World in its place. This is the true timeline. Nope. How about we put North Wilkesboro back on the fucking schedule? How about that? Now, I think it's kind of ironic that Texas Motor Speedway stole a date from North Wilkesboro all those years ago because they could fit 200,000 people in the fucking grandstands, and now they can't even fit a quarter of that in this fucking track. Blake McCandless says, I don't think I've ever seen the NASCAR fan base this united about anything. Well, yeah. I think we can all universally agree that this was probably the most embarrassing night that NASCAR's had in a long fucking time. I mean, there's a lot of people that are saying, yeah, let's never do the NASCAR All-Star race at Texas Motor Speedway ever again. And I think Jeff Gluck even said as much. Let me see if I can find it here. So that should come as a relief to everyone. This is Jeff Gluck, by the way, because that would have been one of the all-time jokes for the sport if that caution cost him. Yep. There's a lot to clean up and fix on several levels concerning this race. For starters, it should never be at Texas Motor Speedway again, ever. I keep saying there should never be a points race there ever again, because holy fuck, like this was awful, like this was bad. And he also says in regards to the window net, he says it's not a points race and it's confusing. Just let him pit and fix the window net and keep the lead and then do the restart. Exactly. What was so fucking hard about that? It's an exhibition race, for fuck's sake. I mean, I swear to God, NASCAR, they just can't seem to get out of their own fucking way at times. And tonight pretty much solidified that. Like, holy fucking shit, man. One of the most embarrassing nights of racing I've ever seen in a long time. I mean, if I'm a NASCAR fan, even if I'm a Blaney fan, I'm fucking embarrassed. Like, holy shit. And the worst part is, it could have been a lot worse. Like I said, if Blaney did not win this race after that, yeah, it would have been a fucking ruination. I guarantee. And I guarantee you, they would have lost a lot of the fan base that they have finally been building back up this season. All because of that, whatever the fuck that was. Cats, calm down. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. My voice is burnt out from having to do this fucking review twice. Well, it really isn't a review per se. It's more of a rant than anything else. Because fuck OBS. In fact, fuck NASCAR and fuck Texas Motor Speedway. I mean, the thumbnail for this review pretty much, personifies my feelings for this fucking race. And for NASCAR right now, because holy fucking shit. One of the worst races I've seen in recent memory, and without a doubt the worst all-star race I've ever seen. Let's never have this race at Texas Motor Speedway ever again. In fact, I wouldn't even want to have a fucking points race at Texas Motor Speedway ever again. This track can go fuck itself. Bulldoze this fucking piece of shit track to the fucking ground. Let's go back to North Wilkesboro where it fucking belongs. That's my feeling on that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and just skip right to the stats and awards. Because like I said, I'm not doing the news of the week. So next week's news of the week is probably going to be loaded. But, you know, that's fine because it's Memorial Day weekend. So who the fuck cares? You know, hopefully it'll be a better fucking review than, you know, better race to review than this bullshit. So right to stats and awards. Alright, so this race was supposed to be 125 laps, 25, 25, 25, and 50, but it got extended a little bit to do some overtimes. There were only 3 overall lead changes in this entire race, with 2 of them being pure. And 5 caution flags, official caution flags, of course one of which being that stupid ass caution at the end. And for some reason, the green flag passes per lap was not available on Racing Reference. Let me double check one more time and see if that's been fixed, because when I actually went to that page, it actually broke. So, let's see this. Nope, they don't have it. So I guess because this is not a points race, they're not going to show it, or they're not going to keep track of it, so whatever. Lap leader award goes to Ryan Blaney, who led 84 laps in this race. Star of the race, I'm going to give it to Daniel Suarez, who got into the race via the All-Star Open by winning one of the stages, and then basically getting a top 5 finish out of it. So good job to Daniel Suarez, basically holding the banner for Trackhouse Racing in this race tonight. Pretty obvious who my reject of the race is going to be. NASCAR, as in the whole company. I'm talking, you know, not necessarily the drivers in this case, or the teams, but the officiating, Goodyear, the Texas Motor Speedway. A complete and absolute fucking fail tonight. An absolute fail on their part. And they should be embarrassed for putting on such a fucking bullshit race like they did tonight. Like, holy fucking shit. So, race results. I mean, nobody gives a shit other than who wins the race. Ryan Blaney won, led 84 laps. Denny Hamlin started 16th, finished second. He had Austin Cindric finishing third, Joey Logano in fourth, Daniel Suarez, top 5 run. Rest of the top 10, Alex Bowman, AJ Allmendinger, Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, and Christopher Bell, who was actually involved in a wreck earlier in the race when he got loose and spun up into the wall, but recovered to finish in the 10th position. Since this is not a points race, and since I'm not doing the NASCAR with F1 points, we're just going to skip right to the fuel gauge. It gets a fucking 0. That's what this race gets. I'm not even going to, stall or anything, or, go through the usual pageantry that I do on the fuel. Nope, it just gets a straight fucking 0. Like, one of the most embarrassing races in NASCAR history. And here's the thing. It could have been a lot worse than this if Blaney had not won this race. I mean, holy fucking shit. You had the trifecta of dog shit in this race. The racing sucked. Goodyear tires sucked. And NASCAR officiating sucked. It all fucking sucked tonight. It all sucked a big, fat, giant bag of dicks. Fuck this race. Fuck the Texas Motor Speedway. Fuck NASCAR. Fuck it all, man. Fuck it all tonight. I mean, NASCAR was having a good thing going this season with good racing with the new car. And then they completely, pull down their pants and take a big old diarrhea shit on top of it all with whatever the fuck this all-star race was. An absolute fucking embarrassment. It should not be tolerated. And quite frankly, we should never have a race at Texas Motor Speedway again as far as the Cup Series is concerned. Fuck this track. It needs to be bulldozed to the ground. Let's bring a Cup race back to North Wilkesboro where it fucking belongs, because I guarantee you it would be a hell of a lot more entertaining and a hell of a lot better than this fucking dog shit we saw tonight. And that's it. I'm fucking done talking about this race. I've already had to do it twice in one fucking stream because OBS decided to be a prick. So that just pissed me off even more. So now my voice is all burnt out. But for those of you that stayed through, the fucking 20 minutes or so that had no sound, at least to me talking, oh, that fucking boils my piss for sure. But it's done. It's over with. I'll edit out the fucking part that didn't have any speaking to it. I mean, thank God YouTube has a thing like that where you can edit out portions of the stream of the video as well. Shit like that does happen. So I'll cut out all the dead air, and that way it'll just be the review. So yeah, not a happy camper tonight for sure. I mean, I know it's just an exhibition race, but holy shit, how do you fuck up that badly, dude? How do you fuck up that badly? Well, I mean, the only direction left to go is up, and I know the Coca-Cola 600 in the past has been hit or miss, mostly miss. I mean, I've laid into it in recent years, but I'm just hoping to God that next week's race is a lot better than whatever the fuck this was, because I don't think I could go through that again 2 weeks in a row. But that's it. I'm done for the night. I've got to go to bed and get ready to go to work tomorrow. For those of you that stayed for my reaming of NASCAR tonight, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, this is the Packer Man signing out. And for the last time, fuck Texas Motor Speedway and fuck NASCAR. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to like and subscribe, you jackweeds.